Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2 in the first game of the Premier League season. It is so great for it to be back. We have VAR controversy. We have late drama. 2 goals in the last 7 minutes of this one at Anfield. Semenyo on fire. But, Jacob, if I would have told you that the game finished 4-2 at the start of this game, I think you would have had a complete different picture of how this one would unfold. What's your instant reaction to Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2?
To be honest, going into this game, I wasn't expecting that much excitement, but what a game. A brilliant watch from start to finish. I think Bournemouth would have taken a 4-2 loss going into this game. They surely wouldn't now, knowing that it was tied at a certain point in the game for a decent little bit, actually. Going into the game, I thought I could have seen 3-4-0 Liverpool. So this game definitely exposed some vulnerabilities with this highly favored Liverpool side and showed us that Bournemouth is still capable of producing offense in the form of Semenyo, who was brilliant today. And really, the difference between Bournemouth last season and this season is exactly what we expect. They sold their entire back line and they got 4 goals scored against them. They're still able to produce offense. They still kept Semenyo, but they're going to get scored on a lot this season.
Let's start with that first comment that you made. Liverpool's back line. They obviously lost. Robertson's on his way out. He did get some minutes today, but he's going to most likely be on his way out. And obviously, Trent went to Real Madrid. Frimpong did get the start today, and he was electric moving forward. Kirkez playing on the left-hand side, I felt like he got out of position, especially when he got shifted over to the right-hand side a little bit. What is your overall thoughts on this Liverpool back line if they don't sign Mark Guehi by the end of the window?
Yeah, this game proved if they want to repeat as title holders, I think they really do need Guehi. I thought Konate was bad. As for the 2 new fullbacks, you're right, Frimpong was good going forward. I do think he was pretty poor defensively, and he is a lot weaker than I thought. I admittedly haven't watched too much of him up to this point. I think he might be a defensive liability. Liverpool's kind of used to that in the right back position with Trent, but he is very small and he got bodied a few times by the Bournemouth left side. As for Kirkez, I've watched more of him, so I know more of what he is about, and I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll fit in. He did get out of position a few times and looked a little shaky. It's expected when you're joining a new team. And again, I'm giving him a little bit more leniency because I've watched a lot of him last season with Bournemouth. I know how solid he can be, but there's definitely some question marks with this Liverpool back line, letting 2 up from Bournemouth, letting Semenyo dribble from one box to the other in 8 seconds and scoring that. What a goal, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Both of their goals really from Bournemouth transition seemed like Liverpool got caught out. And I think that's going to be something that Arne Slot's going to have to work on in terms of who's pushing forward and who's coming back, especially off of quarter kicks or set pieces, who is supposed to help quell the transition to allow them to get back. I mean, that second goal was a 4-on-4. Like you mentioned, Semenyo picked the ball up and just ran straight with it all the way until he tucked it into the back of the net. You can't have that when you're going to be playing teams with options outside of, just Semenyo. When he was on the ball, Evan Nielsen tries to make a little decoy run, doesn't really do anything. It was really all Semenyo or nothing in those transitions. When you have teams like Manchester City who are going to be running with Cherki and Haaland going on one side, Marmoush on the other side, they're going to shred that back line apart in terms of transition. And so they're going to really need to work on that. And you could tell both of these teams had a lot of summer moves where they're replacing their back line. Only 3 of the 8 played the last game of the season for either of these teams. So a lot to work on. Tyler Adams, if I may just throw in the little American standpoint here, that back line for Bournemouth I thought was pretty good for large spells in comparison to Tyler Adams, who's supposed to be that kind of shield in front of them, especially with all of the chopping and changing that they had. Their center back signed 2 days ago and got the start at Anfield. You're going to need to rely on Tyler Adams. I thought he was a big liability to Liverpool's first 2 goals there, not pressing, not really making an effort or getting in a good position to make a tackle. And I really wish I saw more from him. Any thoughts?
Tyler Adams definitely needs to play better than he did today, especially on the defensive side. I thought he was good on the ball. He held possession decently well for Bournemouth, but he needs to be that rock in the center of midfield for them. He's gotten some time now to recover from his injury woes. He's running out of excuses. He's fit now. He needs to get back to full form. 2022 World Cup Tyler Adams. We haven't seen that in quite a bit now. And as a USA fan, I'm anxious for him to return to full form for this summer.
Yeah, and someone who kind of already in full form, Ekitike, got the start today, gets on the score sheet and an assist there to Gakpo with that nice run and then the nice little layoff where Gakpo was able to do the rest of the work. What are your thoughts
So
on
many
his
new
performance?
players.
Isak who? Or
I forget who it was. One of the commentators mentioned that Eddie Howe is probably loving this game right now because Ekitike scores the first goal and it was another proper number 9's finish. I think Petrovic made it a little too easy for him. I don't think he needs to guess when it's one-on-one. Make Ekitike slot it in the corner. He tried to guess a corner and Ekitike didn't really find the corner. He kind of just found the middle of the net, but Petrovic jumped out of the way, so it didn't matter. Either way, he had the composure to finish that. I think that's brilliant. He's got 2 goals in back-to-back games, the Community Shield and this one. I don't think Liverpool really need Isak so much. I think they need Guehi a lot more. Liverpool play Newcastle next weekend, so lots of storylines there. As for the other new signing, Florian Wirtz, I didn't think he impressed so much. You can tell that the skill is there. Yeah, not much on the ball. You can tell the skill is there. You can tell that he's going to create and have some nice goals and be a part of some nice goals, but didn't show up today. Can't really criticize him too much, but I was expecting a little bit more for him, especially against that bad Bournemouth backline.
Yeah, a lot of gelling is going to be needed in the next couple of weeks for Liverpool to really sustain a title charge. They're going to have to do it without allowing too many mistakes. Ekitike goes off, and it seemed like all the mistakes ended up coming through. 2 goals by Semenyo, great to make it 2-2, all the way until the 86th minute when Chiesa, the man who everyone thought was going to come into Liverpool, win a title by just being part of the squad and leave, kind of like a Felipe Luis back in Chelsea days, stays, gets on the pitch late, and scores the winner in the 86th minute. Salah obviously tacking on a 94th minute 4th goal to keep his streak alive of scoring on the opening day, his 187th, I believe, in Liverpool colors. Fantastic. But
some abysmal defending on that
defending.
Chiesa goal. Oh my God, what are they doing?
Yeah. But a lot of late drama, but that is the right result overall. Liverpool getting all 3 points. I think they were the better team for large stretches of this game, but they're really going to have to focus in. When Ekitike went off, I don't know what happened. I think they maybe thought, okay, time to coast now, up to nothing. Bournemouth not necessarily offering that much. To allow 2 goals in transition like that, well-deserved goals by Bournemouth, but they're going to have to sort that out. But Liverpool deserved all 3 points. But the main controversy in this game came in the 13th minute, and that was with the handball from Bournemouth when the ball was bouncing on through. Ekitike would have been one-on-one. A swipe of the ball by the Bournemouth center back. Deliberate handball. Should have been a straight red card. Anthony Taylor did not see it in live time, but I think this is a prime moment that VAR needed to step in. And so they step in and they don't do anything about it. And their reasoning for doing nothing about it is it was a possible denial of a goal-scoring opportunity when it isn't a definite denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. I don't know, Jacob, how definite a one-on-one is. Granted, Ekitike was going to pick the ball up at midfield, but I don't know what else definite goal-scoring opportunity is than a one-on-one. That's the biggest.
That's a goal-scoring opportunity, no question about it, which sadly, from our point of view, shows that the incompetence of VAR continues in this season. Already 13 minutes into the new season, we're already talking about a VAR controversy. And it's sad to see in this case, I was kind of okay with the call. I thought Ekitike had a foul about 5 seconds prior, which should have been called. It would have been a Bournemouth free kick. The Bournemouth defender wouldn't have even had a chance to have the handball. But since that was not called, and then he swipes at a ball that would have been a one-on-one for Ekitike, and with his form, he probably finishes that. You have to call that. That's what VAR is intended for, and it's sad to see that was left uncalled.
Starting a bad precedent if you're going to allow players, if they're just outside the frame of the goal, to deliberately push the ball away from the on-rushing attacker to prevent a one-on-one, and it will always be deemed a possible goal-scoring opportunity instead of a definite goal-scoring opportunity and have no repercussions, especially if the center ref misses it. I don't like it. I hope they can come out and admit their mistake and look to correct it. We have over 300 300 Premier League games to go, and we cannot be starting this type of precedent. But on the plus side of all of that, we got a better rest of the game, allowed Bournemouth
What a
not to
game.
go down a man early, and they would have definitely not been able to battle back from 2 goals down, having only 10 men. They were able to do it. Semenyo was absolutely fantastic on the ball. Let us know your thoughts on the handball, on the VAR decision, on the game in general. Can Liverpool defend their title? And remember, enjoy the football. Thanks for joining.